Hello, my name's John Doyle, and I am the director of Merrily We Roll Along here at Cincinnati Playhouse in the Park. Merrily We Roll Along is about three friends whose friendship at the beginning of the story is destroyed, really, in various ways by success, I suppose. Two of the friends were musical theatre writers, people who wrote musicals. And the other one is a writer who's a girlfriend of theirs. She's not a lover, she's a girlfriend. And once upon a time, there were three kids in New York City. But at the beginning of the story, they're not. Their friendships have gone sour. And what we do over a period of scenes is go back in time and chart through their lives and why they became who they are and what they once were. The message, I think, of which is to try to hold on to something of what we once were. This show is done by actors who play instruments, and so when you rehearse it, it's nothing but fun, to be honest. Now, that's not to say that there aren't complexities in how you stage it, or in how the relationships between the characters grow, but the basic premise of the actor making the music of the story makes the environment very playful. And so we're having fun doing it, there's no question about that. Even though many times the piece is not funny, you know, it deals with, it has got a lot of humor in it, but it deals with very serious issues as well for a musical, thank goodness. And so that's challenging, but we're having a wonderful time looking at the challenges of the piece. This particular kind of work is full of surprises. You never know who's going to be able to offer to make music. A lot of these performers are multi-skilled, so they play many more than one instrument. And sometimes you find yourself saying, oh, wouldn't it be lovely if we had a violin in this moment? And the two violinists are already on stage, and somebody else will say, oh, I can play the violin. You didn't know that. So you can incorporate all their skills. And I think those are real treats for a director. It's like having a toy box that's never ending. Most musical theatre, when you go to see it, you expect elements of glitter and starry nights and razzmatazz, I suppose. By its very nature, Merrily We Roll Along doesn't have a lot of that, and indeed my work as a director tends to be fairly devoid of that showbiz razzmatazz anyway. But I think there is something enormously exciting about hearing the whole cast making the score. This has been done I've done this many times before in other musicals, and I sense that people will get great joy out of watching these performers, these storytellers as I would like to call them, making their own music, and the sheer fun and vivacity that makes. And I think also that there is great tenderness in the piece, and that tenderness may surprise the audience from time to time. People often ask me why I come back to Cincinnati Playhouse in the Park, and I always say, and I mean it, that it comes down to two words: Edward Stern, the man who is at present the artistic director of the theatre. This is Ed's final season in his directorship here, and he asked me if I would come back, and as part of this season, and it was very, very important to me that I should do so. He asked me about 2.5 years ago, and I said I would keep my calendar clear for this particular time. He's a special man, and being a special man, he runs a special theatre, and because of that, he knows how to support artists, and because he does, his theatre does. And that's why I like to come back. And my first of the three, this will be my third show here, but the first of the three was Company, which was also by Stephen Sondheim and George Firth, George Firth has written the book of this piece, and so is Merrily We Roll Along by these two gentlemen. So those were the two musicals they wrote together, and I feel there's a nice kind of bookending of that journey.